Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. It's funny because my little eyeball thing over here says that nobody's watching, but I have several people in the chat, so that thing's never right. I'm telling you, it is never right. It'll tell me I have one number watching, and then I immediately will, as soon as I click off, it'll say that I have a whole different number, sometimes more, sometimes less, of views. So, I'm like, okay, whatever. So it's good to see you. Oh, now it says I have a few, not too many, but a few. So, boy, it has been a day, hadn't it? This has been a pretty good weekend, I think, for me anyway. I've been enjoying it. We went and spent some time with our youngest daughter and her two daughters yesterday, and got to play with the girls. I mean, they're 4 and I think almost 11. Gosh, I'm terrible with their ages. But yeah, that number's going up now. Anyway, it was fun. The youngest one, Hazel, she's 4. She would draw a picture on this little, it's like one of these little boards that you can draw on, kind of like an Etch-a-Sketch, but you can like draw anything you want, not just straight lines everywhere. Oh, nose is itching. So anyway, she would draw a picture, and then like I would have to guess what it was without seeing it and without any hints. I could ask things like, is it a people? Is it an animal? That kind of stuff. But that was about it as far as the hints. So anyway, I kept wondering how she was guessing them whenever I would do the drawing so good. And then I figured out that Mark was sitting beside me, but he was helping her cheat. So yeah, I told him, I said, you're teaching her to cheat, or teaching her how to cheat. I'm looking for a tissue. I know I got awful close, awful fast, but my nose is itching, y'all. I found one, but it's not the cleanest, but I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe my nose off on it. Oh, goodness. But anyway, so we had fun there, and then he took me to eat. So we had barbecue. So I got what they call a super spud. It's got all kinds of stuff on it, and it's just huge and delicious, yumminess. And I can only eat like maybe half of it. So I'll get to eat on that for a day or two this week, probably lunchtime tomorrow, maybe the next day. But so anyway, that was a good day. And of course, we, got to see Veta, who is still every single day operating puppy daycare, which is basically that she comes and gets Mags, my little mini Aussie puppy, and takes her to her house for daycare while I get my lives all written up or go to the store or something like yesterday. So anyway, yeah, I'm waiting on her to hand over the bill, though. That might get interesting. So, she's 7, and she's figuring out the value of money. She really has turned into somebody that really is interested in money and stuff. So, yeah, the little grifter. Anyway, then today I've just kind of sat around and relaxed and played with Mags, and then sent her on over to Veta's with her for a little while. Watched some videos, got to watch the video of DOA getting arrested. Not gonna lie, kind of made my day. I'm also not gonna lie, I'm gonna be interested to see if the charges are from when he hit that, or knocked that, not hit, but took down that Motley Crue looking, wannabe guy out in front of La Poubelle. Because if it was, the guy kind of had it coming. So I don't know. I wish they'd get him on something, but I wish they'd get him on something that would really stick. But $325,000 bond for that, and putting some posters on some planners at the Church of Scientology, I don't know, kind of seems excessive, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about how that all works. So I know that they did say it was a hate crime. So the planters thing. So those were some expensive flyers, I guess, if he got a $50,000 bond for every time he put flyers on those planters. Lord have mercy. But anyway, so there's that. But we'll see how that turns out. I'll be interested to watch this week and see how it turns out. So, gosh, what else? Oh, I did hear back from Aloha Divine Breath about the winning of the Scientology Murders book. And she said she thought that it might be a little bit serious for her right now, that she's not really in a place to, want to read that kind of stuff right now, or, something that dark or deep or whatever. So she wants me to draw another name. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now so I don't forget, because you know how forgetful I am. So I have my magic, y'all, my magic gravy boat still has all the names in here. I'm going to mix them all around. I'm not going to look. Mix, 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 mix. And I don't think, Mark, are you still in here? Can you come draw a name? So I can't be called a cheater. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. I thought I'd flipped one out, but I didn't. If he'll come draw a name before he goes to feed, that would be great. She said to tell whoever wins, aloha from her. So he'll be here in just a second. I hear him coming. In the meantime, I'm just still mixing them up. Okay. He's going to hide over there, so. Okay. Reach in there and draw one out. Okay. Let's see who wins now. Okay. Now the winner is Nikki Hatfield 2055. So, Nikki Hatfield 2055, you have until Wednesday to let me know and get a mailing address to you, or else I'll have to draw again. So anyway, if anybody knows her, please let her know. I will, of course, add it to the comments and the community page and all that stuff. So getting rid of all these stuff from the other drawing that I did that are still stuck down there. Okay, so we're going to stick that one right there so I don't lose it. And I think we're going to get started. I'm going to do a little bit of a roll call real quick because there's not that many of you in here. And then I'm going to get started. So, Iron Sword, good to see you. Heat My Shorts, best name on the internet as far as I'm concerned. Good to see you. Thank you both for being members. Julia O'Connell, sorry. The One True Morbs, good to see you. I Am the Noise Opera. Marilee, good to see you. Goodness. Sweet Tea. I like that name. Thank you for being a member. I had a tea room that was called Sweet Teas. So every time I see Sweet Tea, it makes me think of that. Yeah, it is daylight savings, isn't it, Marilee? Good. Just get that over with, I guess. Like, go ahead and get it here. And I just wish they'd find a time and leave it alone. Great Gig in the Sky. Good to see you. Clearwater Chad. Hi. Janet from Another Planet. Kate Delight. Good to see you. Sunflower Girl. I like that name too. Bodie's Beaches. Sarah Bowman. Buttercup 49. Venus Blue. Wow, lots of people say Speria. Good to see you. Totally Jersey. Also good to see you. Mischief Managed. Good to see you. Arkansas Flamingo. Eat More Pizza Now. Good to see you. Gosh, you guys. DJ Nico. Good to see you too. Okay. Trying not to hit the same ones over and over because y'all be like, you told me hi 25 times. Oh, goodness. The One True Morbs. I think I said your name differently. Okay. The One True Morbs, differently normal. Cool. Yeah, it sounds amazing. You talking about the baked potato? Yeah. Candace, also known as Mark Barker. Good to see you. Joe McCoy, good to see you. Loopy, good to see you. Gosh. My overriding impression watching Reese's video where she exposed Tommy was he was too ready to own up to the long cons for them both to not be working on some lesser stuff together. That's my opinion too, but that is my opinion. Oh, I just spit on y'all. I'm sorry. Gosh. Oh man. Great gig in the sky. Good to see you. The real sassafras. Good to see you too. Yeah. Okay. Chrissy Never in Newton. Good to see you too. Evie. Nuts and Board. Ina. Lathonda. Thank you so much for being a member for 2 months. And thank you. Thank you very much. Farrell Cheryl's here. Buckled Up Buttercup is here. Goodness. Kenny Adcox is here. Davy is here. Jen Marie. La Chameleon. Good to see you guys. Yeah. DOA is a fraud is here. Can't stay, but wanted to pop in and give you a thumbs up. Good to see you, even if it's just for a minute. Okay, guys, I am going to go ahead and get started. If my fan is too noisy, let me know. But it's my menopause fan, y'all. I'm burning up today. It's 70 something degrees here, and I am just determined, and I'm not turning on the air conditioner yet. So I know it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, it should go by the temperature, I guess, not the date. But come on. Ugh. It's liable to be 30 degrees tomorrow. It's not going to be, but it's liable to be. It's Oklahoma, so you just never know. Anyway, so today I'm going to go ahead and get started and see how this goes, y'all. So today I want to think a little while about why we became so invested, or why we become invested so deeply in online personalities. And I'm just as guilty as all the rest of you. So I'm not, I'm not pointing fingers unless I'm pointing one at you and three more back at me, because I'm just as guilty. But according to Dr. Paul Harrison of Deakin University, as humans have become less village-based, as a society, we want to connect to others in different ways. One way to do that is through social media. He also said that it's important for humans to feel like they belong. Psychologists call it, I've got my notes here so I don't get them wrong, social identity theory, as in we want to belong to the in group. Okay. I can see that. I mean, we're the same people that we were in high school and everything else. We're just older. And I can see that it's still having a little bit of a tendency to still be the same. Just look at all the drama that everybody goes through. So anyway, a Dr. Rochelle Masak, also of Deakin University, guys, said that she believes some social media creators keep us hooked by showing a highlight reel of their lives, either only showing all of the very best parts or showing all of the very bad parts. So, when they show the pretty pictures, she was calling them, it just makes everything look like it's perfect. But she also said that in a fast-growing trend, creators are focusing on the bad, the sad, all the bad and the sad and the tragic, drama-filled parts of their lives to focus on, and that they both have the desired effects, and that effects being views. And in the world of social media, views equals revenue. And we know that. And again, I'm monetized. I'm not against anybody making money on YouTube or any other kind of social media. I'm not against it. I think there's a good way to go about it and a bad way to go about it. And I think that some people definitely go about it in a bad way, a very manipulative way. So, yeah, she said that a lot of the people who show all the pretty pictures are actually called influencers, and that they basically get paid to influence us to buy things. So we know that. So that's how they make most of their money, is that they make money by getting you, me, and everybody to buy the products that are sponsoring their videos. So they get like a percentage, or, whatever the deal may be, of what you spend on these products. And companies have found that it's way, way cheaper to pay several, like influencers, instead of paying one celebrity. It's way cheaper because those celebrities don't do anything for cheap. And a lot of times influencers will do things either for just a small percentage, or even just for products. So, like, I've got a friend that she always does lots of sponsored videos the second half of the year, because she gathers up all this stuff that she gets for free and gives it as Christmas presents. And I think it's kind of genius, really. And a lot of her videos, she only has to do like 30 seconds or 2 minutes. And so, it's kind of not annoying to her viewers. And she also, they're standalone videos, so you don't have to watch them if you don't want to, or they are on her regular videos, but she timestamps when the actual video that you're there to watch starts. So, you know, makes it a little bit better. I have had people offer me influencer deals, and I'm just like, I don't know, y'all. I'm still so little that I just don't know. Maybe one of these days, but it would have to be something that I truly, truly um that I truly, believe in. Heat My Short says, I feel so guilty about the ads on my videos. Well, the thing is like the ads on our videos, mine run ads on my videos too, and on the replays. And whether you watch the video or you skip the video, I still get paid for that video running. So people can just skip through the videos most of the time anyway. So I really felt guilty about them too. And then I heard that and I looked into it and I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to quit feeling guilty about it. That's makes any kind of sense. But anyway, okay. So another way that some social media creators create revenue or views is by fostering strong parasocial relationships. And when they do that, what a parasocial, and I hate that word, but anyway, what a parasocial relationship is a mostly one-sided relationship where the viewer, fan, or follower, whatever you want to call it, um, of a well-known media personality feels falsely that they know this personality and are friends with them. And a lot of that is because the media personality will let them think that. Because the more that they think it, the more they come back. And the more that they come back, the more views they get, so on and so on, so on and so forth. But also, they might just super chat or send to your Venmo or PayPal, or even buy you something on your wish list, right? So there are lots of ways besides just ad revenue that social media creators, including myself, um, make money on I'm just using YouTube because that's where I do it. So I don't know about the other situations because I don't do that. But I don't make a lot, y'all. I mean, most of the time I don't get any super chats, and that is absolutely fine with me. When I do get some, that's absolutely fine with me. I just whatever, you know, I don't look for them. I don't pander for them, but a lot of people do. So, anyway, the process of all this with creators that purposely are creating parasocial relationships almost always starts with love bombing. And I did write down definitions of these words because a lot of times I don't think that people really even understand what some things really mean. And so I just wanted to tell you what some of these things actually mean. Love bombing, and it's not as simple as just tossing out I love yous to fans or viewers. I never know what to call them because I don't consider you guys my fans. Viewers, yes. Some of you are my friends. Some aren't. Some of you, I don't know. Hey, Ann Hummingbird, good to see you. Renee Noel, good to see you. Hef, Tammy, good to see all of you as you come in. But anyway, it's not just as simple as I love you, but it starts there for sure. And what they were saying, actually, it was a psychiatrist, Dale Archer, was warning that some people, they just say I love you as almost like a means of saying thank you, like somebody says something sweet and they're like, oh, I love you, thank you. It's just kind of like that. It doesn't mean I literally love you. But then sometimes when they say that they love somebody, they literally do. Like if I tell Mischief that I love her, I love her. She's my friend. Hef is my friend. Several of you are my friends. And sometimes I absolutely love what you say or, what you do or whatever. But, we just have to be careful. And so as a viewer, which I'm including myself as, because I spend way more time viewing YouTube than I do, making videos. So just be careful if somebody is really tossing out the I love yous too much. Okay. Because that can kind of, it kind of has an ick factor after a while. So saying I love you is not necessarily manipulative, but it can get very manipulative very fast, especially if they're saying it to just numerous people constantly, and with little or no provocation. So Dr. Archer says that love bombing generally has 4 steps. And if we think about this, I think that we will see that we've seen this happen on YouTube a lot by certain creators. The steps are intense idolization, like, oh, I love you, de- devaluation. After a while of all the I love yous, they kind of stop, noticing you quite as much. They're not saying wonderful things about you quite as much. And then the third one is discard, where they just dump your ass, right? Because a lot of times as they quit dialing up the idolization and they start in with the devaluation, then you are probably going to stop super chatting quite so much. Or maybe you're going to super chat more. I don't know. Maybe the situation might start over again. But anyway, so discard is after, kind of the honeymoon part is over, I guess, and they're just they're done with you. They just pass you on, or you say something they don't like. You ask a question and they dump your ass. And then the fourth one is repeat. And they said that one happens every time. And then you start completely over again with an intense idolization of some other people. And I mean, for one thing, to quote Reese, she has said many times that if she loses subscribers, that they just weren't meant to be there, right? If she loses subscribers, that's okay because others will just come in right behind them. So, yeah, she says that to the people that, love her. I just saw Thousand Oaks, California. My aunt and uncle used to live there. I spent lots and lots of time there. Loved it. Beautiful, beautiful city when I was there. So, anyway, some of the key love bombing phrases that you can look out for, and I did not pick these. It was on the internet, I found them listed by these doctors. So, number 1, you're the only one that really understands me. Could also be like, you get me, guys, or it's like you're reading my mind. Yeah. That's a form of love bombing that's not just saying, I love you, I love you. Number 2, the you're perfect. I can't imagine my life without you. It can be all the you're beautiful. You don't understand how beautiful you are. You're a wonderful person. You're so wise. I've never had friends like you that understand me like you do. Yeah, I think we've all heard a lot of those. The number 3 is I'll change for you. Okay? It could be I messed up, guys. I want to be better. I'm working on myself. Any of those sound familiar? And the 4th is I'll do anything for you. It can be I want to meet you in person. We can hang out. I'll give you my private contact information. That did say phone number, address. It lists I just put contact information. Or in form of constant communication. All of those are ways that content creators will love bomb viewers. I also found a list of types of people who are very susceptible to love bombing because not everyone is. Um, I kind of call it my bullshit meter, and I think I'm pretty good at it most of the time. Hey, Lantern Zone, good to see you. Um, I think I'm pretty good at picking it out, but not all the time. And so people that often fall victim to love bombing are those with low self-esteem, people who are people pleasers, who out there isn't. A lot of us are. I can think of a couple that aren't, but a lot of us are people pleasers. Those who grew up in a narcissistic household or those who have hurtful past experiences. Now, I'm sorry, but those fit, at least one of those fits just about anybody. And I got to get a drink, y'all. So, where am I going with all this? Well, y'all, I have watched and participated in the latest drama, air quotes, drama in this community. Basically, the relatable Reese and the Tommy Schofield or Scoville, sorry. I knew it's Scoville. Why did I say Schofield? I don't know. I probably read something else. Tommy Scoville, aka Brett Miller saga. And I also have done hours and hours of poring over too many internet sites for mental health and all these things to mention. I have come to some conclusions to be sure. But I'm going to start with Brett Miller. Brett calls himself Tommy, doesn't like to call himself the convicted sex offender who SA'd a 15, 16-year-old girl in the stairway of the school. I mean, it was years ago, granted, but it didn't say that it was, it wasn't like that they were boyfriend and girlfriend and the parents found out they were having sex and they charged him. No. This was a violent sodomy. And yes, he was convicted, something that he completely likes to pretend he's forgotten, I guess. Or maybe it's his dementia. Maybe he doesn't remember. Maybe. That'll be the next one. He won't remember it. I don't remember that. My brain injury. I remember it, and a lot of other people remember it. And the girl that it happened to remembers it, and she remembered it for the 3 years after he did it, that she didn't press charges, but he sat there and stalked her. So, yeah, I'm going to start with him, Brett, because as I said before, he doesn't get to be Tommy in my book anymore. He's lost that privilege. Whenever it came out that he's a convicted sex offender, when it came out that he is currently conning multiple people, when all that came out, he don't get to be Tommy anymore. Not for me, anyway. If y'all want to call him Tommy, go right ahead. This isn't a cult. I can't tell you what to do, wouldn't want to tell you what to do. But he is much simpler in my mind to for me to go first with him because I don't care. I couldn't give a rat's ass about him. I really couldn't. All I can say is that when a known lifelong drug addict, convict, sex offender, con man tells you that he is all those things except for the sex offender because, he forgot, I guess. Believe him. Believe him. Because that's what he is. Now, can people change? Absolutely. I absolutely believe people can change. Do I think that Brett Miller has changed? No. Because from what I can tell, change takes work, and work produces receipts. Hey, Cindy Pierre, good to see you. And he doesn't have any receipts to where he's done any work. Therapy? No. I mean, there's Q, a convict that may or may not even exist outside of Brett's imagination. Nobody seems to be able to say, yes, I know he exists. Even Brett's closest friends, people that were in jail with him, nobody can say, yeah, I remember him. I remember Q. Hey, Margie Barr. Anna from Canada. I got it right that time. Oh, and why this huge secret over who Q is, where Q is? What's the secrecy about it? I have never seen anybody, even celebrity convicts, have so much secrecy surrounding where they're at. And I'm sorry, but my bullshit meter pegged the hell out long ago on this one. I'm just not buying it. So, therapy, no. No education on any of these addictions that he claims that some young gangbanger murder convict named Q told him how to cure. I mean, again, if he exists, and I don't know about how jail works, but was Q in the same PC unit as Brett was, and Brett was in there for, hey, Ann Mountain, good to see you. Chrissy Never in Newton. So were they in the same thing? So why? I know that they always say that, I mean, right or wrong, prison has its own like hierarchy and its own like rules and everything, right? So hey, Mark Hardman. So Q is black if he exists, and Brett is white or gray. Looks a little more gray. But would they have been like buddied up? Jessica, good to see you. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know that he would have Brett would have been in protective custody because he's a chomo, right? He had papers at the time. And as Reese is like, is he on a registry? No, that was 100 years ago. It only lasted so long, but it doesn't mean he wasn't convicted. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. So y'all, I'm sorry, but I have just less than zero fucks left to give for Brett. I cannot stand him. He makes me absolutely ill. He is everything that he admitted to and more, and he risks well-meaning addicts' sobriety with his con, right? he has no proof that anything he's telling them actually works, and he was also conning addicts. What kind of monster? I mean, he gave them the information that he says changed his life, which we see how that's working out for him. And he knows damn well he's lying. I mean, did it work? Was he right? Sure, sometimes. I mean, what do they say? A stopped clock is right twice a day or something like that. So, yeah, by the grace of God, he did there I know people that have been helped by him. But they had to do the work. He didn't do it for them, you know? So, I think they saved themselves. I don't know. I'm pissed that he conned so many people on the lifeboat. And how do we know whose sobriety may have failed because they were waiting for him to help him, or he got pissed off and quit helping them, or I don't know. He's all the time like saying something. He's all the time, I turn this one loose and not, this and that. And then, I mean, he was conning people. And how do we know that these people couldn't have gotten legitimate treatment? That he was actually given donations to provide and didn't. I just think he's a vile, disgusting POS. And I don't know. I Every day I wake up and hope that that's the day that I hear that he's back in jail, because I think until he's back in jail, where hopefully he can't con anyone else, then I don't think anybody is safe. So, okay. Now for Reese, and she's a little bit more complicated. I'm not going to bore you guys with repeating all of the well documented with receipts reasons that I believe she's actually a better con than Brett. But think back to what the psychiatrist Dale Asher said about love bombing. As a viewer of Relatable Reese, ever since when she was doxxed by Aaron, up until really just recently, I watched her every day, and I too fell victim to it. I gave cash, I gave gifts, praise. Honestly, if Mark wasn't the one that was taking care of all of our finances at the time because of all my side effects of all that chemo I was taking at the time, I'd have probably given her more, because my bullshit meter was very faulty where she's concerned. Not anymore, though. I was homebound, I was depressed, I was lonely for some kind of conversation besides my dogs or even my daughters or my grandchildren. I mean, sometimes you just want friends. And I totally became obsessed with Reese and her never ending drama. I was just like, my goodness, we have this cousin. She's the one that I got Mags from, actually. And I'm telling you, we always say that if it's going to happen, it happens at Paula and CT's, because all the weird stuff happens at Paula and CT's all the time, all the time. If a tree's going to fall, it falls on their house. If it's, you know, I don't care what it is. If it's going to happen, it happens there. And so we have that. Well, it was kind of the same kind of thing with Reese. I got to thinking, man, I'm telling you, what else, right? What else can she put up with? What else can she tolerate? Well, that's how I thought about it. And bless her heart, what can we do? So anyway, and that according to sources far smarter than me, are where the next steps in this whole love bombing, um, parasocial relationship come in. And I'm going to give the definition for these too, because these are names. Yeah, she has the worst luck. Yes, Iron Sword. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, oh my God, bless her heart, you know? Oh, yeah. So, anyway, so the first thing that I believe fits with Reese and that we hear said a lot is, hey, Lori Sue, good to see you. Sad fishing. Okay, we've heard that. It's a social media trend where people share exaggerated stories about their life or their emotional trauma. Are y'all seeing the look? Those are what my dad calls the Susie look. Hey, Gail, good to see you. Yeah, I love Knife Order too, and he's something. One with cats, good to see you too. I try to keep up here a little bit. Barbie Mo4, good to see you. Yeah. So, and we know, guys, that emotional trauma, not only does it give you something to talk about, so it gives you new content, but it generates sympathy, which generates revenue in the form of super chats, donations, gifts, all that kind of stuff. And we know that. But not only do we know it, Tiff 420, good to see you too. We can find it online. There are actual studies by actual doctors and healthcare or mental health care providers that know it. They see it every day. They study it. They've done papers on it. They've written books about it. It exists. Something else that I believe we hear a lot about Reese is, maybe more even than sad fishing, is dry begging. Now, in case you didn't know exactly what dry begging was, because I'll admit I didn't know at first. I mean, I could kind of make a guess, right? But I didn't really know. But dry begging is exploiting social. Let me start that over. Ah, if my nose would quit itching, it would help. I'm just so like focused on my nose itching. But anyway, it is exploiting social cues and emotional signals rather than making direct requests. So, why do they want to do that instead of making direct requests? Because then they can say, I didn't ask for it. I didn't ask anybody to send me money. I didn't ask anybody to send me protein drinks. I didn't ask anybody to send me $400 bottles of perfume. No, but you hinted that you wanted that and much, 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 much more, or that you needed it. Not so much wanted all the time, but needed, especially in money. Okay. It says that dry begging usually involves dropping hints, displaying some kind of need or vulnerability, creating a sense of obligation in others, even making them not see that it's a manipulative nature of it that is making them feel obligated, or that make them feel like they want to, not like they have to so much, but that they just, I just need to send her, yes, for her. And that's not even a big bottle, Jessica. Yeah. Yes, and she got one, at least one. I only know of one, but she might have got another, but I think it was just one. Anyway, but they don't see that they're being manipulated to feel like that they want to or need to do these things. And it allows a narcissist to preserve their image, to preserve their sense of superiority and entitlement. And they get what they want without actually having to ask for it. And I thought about that one a lot whenever I was listening to some of her former mods who were talking the other night and saying that, granted, she never asked them, she never explicitly said, go, you know, run background checks and all this stuff on these people, but they knew that's what she wanted. Even though she didn't explicitly say it, they knew she wanted it done. And that's what this is. It's a form of dry begging. And dry begging is extremely effective because it preys on good people who just really want to help somebody, regardless of their ability or their inability to afford to be able to help this person. And in fact, some of the people who have the least ability to afford to do this are the ones that will do it the most. Maybe they won't give the $300 and $500 super chats that we've seen her get, but maybe they'll give a $10 super chat or even a $2 super chat. And like I was saying, whenever Keela and I were talking the other night, there's certain times of the month when we know that Social Security checks come out. And Keela had control of all of Reese's, records as to when she got stuff. Hey, Carrie, good to see you. Carrie Bemis, is that it? Yeah, good to see you. And she knew that around the time that people got paid their Social Security were Reese's biggest times for getting super chats. And so that really makes me sick because people on fixed income, they need to be saving every dime they can to support themselves. And that she would, I don't know. Yeah, Gail, I believe you. I think that that she and Brett are still together. Just it's a different con. I think so too. Or if they're not, they will be. And I could be wrong, but I think that. I agree. And Hummingbird, I'm always so glad to see you. So anyway, when I read that the less that they are able to afford to help, the more likely they are to help, even if it's with smaller amounts. But what, like $500 to one person is the same as $5 to another. So, they feel it the same amount, or maybe even the 500 might feel it less. You never know. But yeah, a lot of people that can't afford to do it are the ones that really feel the need to help anybody because they know what it feels like to need help and to be too proud to ask for it. Hey, Tor, good to see you, and thanks for the super chat. At work, but dropping in. Goodness. Hockeytown John, good to see you. Gosh, I'm so glad to see you too. And I was absolutely taken in by Reese. And again, if Mark had not limited how much I could give, then I would have literally made it rain, y'all. I would have literally given her more. Krista, good to see you. Renee Noel, good to see you. Donna, good to see you. Renee, Nicole, I hope I'm not missing you. Hold the flippin' phone. Now that's a cute one. That's a cute name too. Honest question, how much of the whole Jester's saga do you think is real? And how much is drama and con? I think it's real. I mean, I think that they exist and that they do the things that she says. I think a lot of the stuff that she says, that how they were bullying her and everything when they were in Vegas. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's true, but, you know, I mean, I know they exist, but I don't know. I don't know how much of it is, you know, drama. So that brings me to now, and we're a lot closer to now. So several much loved and thank you, Marilee, for the gifted memberships. That is so kind. And respected people have spoken their truths in recent days. And I'm so glad. I loved listening to them. I love that they are finding their voice and having the strength to stand up and say it. There are far more that haven't than what have. And a lot of their stories are every bit as bad, and some of them are worse. So, yeah, the gifted memberships are random. We don't get to pick them. The gifting individual doesn't get to pick them. It's a YouTube thing. YouTube just does it. So, I mean, there's no way to actually, I don't, I don't know of a way to actually give an individual person one. There may be, but I don't know how it works. So Reese can kind of sit around and she can pretend like this was a one-time thing, that she just behaved badly for a minute and that nobody wants to forgive her. She can admit that she treated some people badly, but she gives no kind of context or examples. It's just like, I was mean, guys. I said nasty things. And, she admits she lied, but she wants to just conveniently limit her admission of lying to the whole situation with her sleeping with Brett, gosh, almost a year and a half ago now, when they were in Florida and met, by just a surprise. She wasn't a bit surprised to see him walk up. Not even a little. Go back and watch it. She was not. Oh, look, there's Tommy. It's Tommy Scoville. Oh, look, whatever. I knew he was going to show up. I didn't know, like I wasn't in on the secret. I don't mean like that. But I think that almost everybody that was really watching knew that he was gonna show up. But the thing is, I just want to scream at her every time she brings up that lie that nobody gives a flying shit about when she slept with Tommy. Oh, we just don't really care, Reese. What we care about is that you lied to your fans, to your friends. You made us sound stupid, like, oh, they all bought it. They all bought it. Ugh. You know, you flaunted your relationship with him. And then when anybody would say anything, we were crazy and stupid and just, where are you getting this from? Yeah, Iron Sword. She needs to know what it's like to have $900 a month. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I'm, ugh. And then the hypocrisy of saying that she quit the SPTV Foundation because she was so offended that Aaron had cheated on Jenna. Now, if she wanted to say, I'm pissed, he cheated on my friend, I'd be like, okay, okay. But, or to say, I don't know, there's a bunch of shit. I just don't understand what's going on. I don't want any part of it. I'm just going to quit, okay. But she didn't do that. Slave Oliver, good to see you. Bonnie Lucas, good to see you. And, she instead threw him under the bus. And I know some of you like him, some of you don't, and that's fine. My whole point is what if it was you? What if it was you and she did that to you? Forget it was Aaron. What if it was somebody that you know or love? Hey, Tampa A. I don't know. She could have said a whole lot of stuff, but she chose to morally throw an Aaron under the bus, and she could have done the same thing to any of us. Wouldn't have mattered. The whole thing's crazy, but I digress. I want to talk about what I personally find so incredibly offensive. All of that, yes. But a few days ago, Reese made a half-ass apology to Hef and Alan and Marilyn and Knife Hoarder. She grudgingly added Keela and Jimena, then Hockeytown John and myself, after being goaded by audience members. So I was like, boy, if you have to be goaded, do you mean it? If somebody has to remind you repeatedly that, oh yeah, you owe this person or that person, make a list, Reese. If you can't remember who all you need to apologize to, make a list. But what was missing from her apology was depth, sincerity. How about saying, I did or said blank to or about blank, and I apologize? No. It was a blanket, I'm sorry, I'm a shitty person, because Scientology, guys. Because Scientology trained me to be a bad person. All Scientologists are bad people. No, they're not. No, they're not. Some Scientologists are shitty people. Not all. I mean, I guess Scientology probably did train her to love bomb, sad fish, dry bag, and all that, because they do that, especially the love bombing. But apparently, Scientology is a get out of free card excuse to fuck people over at will with no consequences. I mean, all of her little mini cult, her little mini cult members, y'all. Hey, Margaret, Lantern's Own, full of hope. Good to see you, too. Um, they bitch and they moan that we need to get over it and move on. I mean, Reese apologized, y'all. Move on. You're just nasty people. I'm getting almost done. Not half. Mischief. I am really. One half-hearted apology in a live that I guarantee you that most of her victims, named or unnamed, whether she said their names and apologized or not, didn't even see the live. Because I know Nat from Canada. Hi, good to see you. I saw other Nicole. Nicole, good to see you. Um, she claims that she never goes and watches anybody's videos, but then she always knows exactly. Hey, Carol. She always knows exactly, Lady Pamela. She always knows exactly what was said in all of the videos and lives and everything else, community pages, everything. But I know for a fact, I know for a fact that several of her, it was 96, I think, $1,000 in super chats. Yeah. $96,000 in super chats last year. Nice. But anyway, several of the people did not watch her apologize. They don't watch her videos, period. They walked the fuck away and never looked back. And I know that for a fact. Some watch them, some watch a few here and there, or they get sent timestamps or something, but for the majority of the people, they don't watch them. I had completely quit for months. Peaceful Drama, good to see you. Glorfindale West, good to see you. Abdazzle, good to see you. I watched a couple just very recently, just very, very recently. And it was honestly a fact-finding mission, like double speed, seeing what was said. And then, oh, well, there she goes. Let's hear what she says here. Yeah. Yeah. 96 before I believe, before the 30%, but still, goodness gracious. And that was just super chats. It's not ad revenue. It's not any of that. It's not donations to her PayPal. It's not all the gifts. It's not any of that stuff. Thank you, Lathonda. That's so sweet. I love when people gift memberships. I really, really, really do. Thank you so much. Nat B from Canada, good to see you too. So anyway, but here's my thing. She went on there, and she did. She gave a half-ass apology, lumped a bunch of people together, didn't say most of the names, probably because she just can't even begin to know them all. Lantern Zone, hello. Margaret, hello. Goodness, she I mean, it would have been a whole live of nothing but apologies, right? If she had actually named what she did to who. Oh. But what gets me is that her little cult in her called people names for months, daily, 9 months, 6 months, daily. Called them trash, called them all kinds of stuff. Said vile things. I mean, she said stuff about me too. I mean, I use my cancer for clicks. I don't have any new content, or what's it called? Not new, but whatever, original. I'm the kind of Christian that she hates. I'm old, and yeah, I'm 59. So if you think that's old, then guilty. But she said other things too. She also said she didn't know me, that we never talked, which I proved wrong. But mine was minor. And I know that her saying that about me, milking my cancer, it's a real sore point for me and for a lot of my friends. It's unconscionable. And it is. But I worry more about everybody else and all the shitty things that she said and did to other people. I worry about my friends that got death threats from her little cult members, or that were told that they should unalive themselves by her little cult members. And she's heard those stories. And so why didn't she say, anybody that's doing this kind of stuff, knock the fuck off? If I knew that was happening. Abdazzle, good to see you. I would block people if I knew they were doing that. If I thought that I was causing people to do that, I'd probably just close my account down completely. But her little cult still trashes the victims or the people that have called her out daily. In Reese's live, they go on other people's lives. They come on ours. They come on our own lives and do it. She kind of passive aggressively does it. It's just little things that she says where nobody can be like, oh, I thought you weren't going to be doing that anymore. I don't know. It just, but what on a personal level and for my friends, her many victims, what pissed me off and resulted in me spending hours researching for this live and once again talking about Reese whenever I fully didn't intend to. Yes, Keela was given death threats and Jimena was told that she should unalive herself. Keela wouldn't even go out of her house because of it. She was that sure that somebody meant it. In a flippant disregarding, narcissistic, poor, pitiful Reese statement, she said that she apologized. She said, I did the whole apology tour, guys. And at some point, people need to be the adults and just move on. People need to be the adults and just move on. That's what I think of her. Move on. I sat there and I thought, surely not. So I rewound it. And yeah, that's what she said. I watched it like 3 or 4 times. And I literally, and I know this is so stupid, but I literally had to take an anxiety pill, shut YouTube completely off, and watch 2 cheesy ass Hallmark movies. And I still couldn't sleep because I was so pissed off over. I apologized, guys, at some point. And I'm paraphrasing. I'm not saying that is an exact quote, but it is damn close. At some point, people just need to be the adult and move on. I did an apology tour. So I thought about it for a couple of days, and then I decided that I was going to go and unpack that little apology tour chestnut, as Reese likes to call everything. So I looked up apology tour, and it says an apology tour is a series of meetings where someone apologizes to people they've affected. The goal is to rebuild relationships, not to get a specific outcome or a reciprocal apology. So basically, this person's supposed to go to these different people individually and apologize. And they're supposed to mean it. And they don't get to expect anything in return. Hey, New England Coast. Good to see you. Goot Juice Hot Sauce. Good to see you. I just ordered some hot sauce from Pucker Butt. So, does Goot Juice, do you have a hot sauce thing that I can go order too? Because I am trying to order some hot sauce. So, anyway, yeah, you're supposed to go and actually apologize to people, and they don't have to accept it. Lathonda 62. I think that's young too. I don't think that 58, 59, 62, I don't think that any of that is. Yeah, if it's an apology tour, is she going to start selling t-shirts? I'm sorry. Nose is driving me nuts. I don't know what I did with the tissue now. Which one? I'll take this one. My little Kleenex on a roll. toilet paper. Mm. Okay, but yeah, let's read that again. An apology tour is a series of meetings where someone apologizes to people they've affected. The goal is to rebuild relationships, not to get a specific outcome or a reciprocal apology. Hmm. I didn't see a single reference to a half-ass one-time blanket apology in that definition. So, or did I see an apology tour on her live? And we never will. I mean, most of the people that she's victimized have said, I don't want or need her apology. They wouldn't trust it as far as they could throw it. But y'all, the term apology tour is kind of it's kind of a oh it's kind of offensive. It's meant to be it's kind of a ha-ha kind of deal. Um it it kind of translates to an apology made in defense. And they gave as an example that uh, Socrates attempted to defend himself, to apologize by, or to defend himself by apologizing, and that he, or to apologize. What am I trying to say? I just lost it. Okay, yeah. Socrates attempted to or to defend himself and his conduct, certainly not to apologize for it, but to condone it, to defend it. And y'all, I couldn't even repeat it properly. So I honestly, I'm not expecting Reese to know what that even means. And I'm not trying to be ugly with saying that because I didn't know what it meant either when I first read it. I got the gist of it just from, you know, high school. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that she will know what that means, and a lot of people won't. And again, I'm not trying to be ugly. But an apology tour is pretty much looked at as being worthless, self-serving. An apology is supposed to be for the person that you're sorry for. Hey, Kim Roy. But she did it for herself. She did it to look good in front of her cult. And it worked. It in came the flow of money and everything. So, but anyway, when she added though that people need to be the adults and to just move on. Oh, that's the part that pissed me off, y'all, because I knew that she's still dry begging. That in itself is a form of dry begging. Her apology was yet another way that she weaponized, her cult against her victims. And Hummingbird 67 is starting her second childhood. I think sometimes I am too. Hey, Patty. Patty Collins. Good to see you. Mind Sigh. Good to see you. Yeah, I ain't really special. The super chat mania that followed after her apology tour was her reward for pretending to be the bigger person. The thing is that not one single one of her many victims is required to be what Reese seems to call the adult. She was actually hinting that she's being the adult because she's moving on, y'all. Not one of them is required to accept her apology, to forgive and forget. If they want to, that's to them. but they're not required to do that. Her one-time lump sum statement taking the barest of minimum responsibility for months of trash talking that she did and that she condones her chat doing and her followers doing, even on my chat and Marilyn's chat, on Jimena's, everybody, I mean, Keela's, everybody. We all get it every day. We all get those Reese supporters talking shit about us. I want to close this because I'm going to get in trouble because y'all know Mischief Managed watches me like a hawk on my time and I'm over an hour. She does it so I don't get too tired because I'm still struggling with my chemo is not, I mean, it's over, but I'm still having the effects of it. And then I got shingles. So yeah, she tries to keep me from getting too tired because of all that, but I am getting better. Ugh, except for I'm having an allergy attack that I just want to cry over at the moment. But if I took Benadryl for it, I'd be sleeping. So, but I do want to close with two very, very meaningful things that Jimena said on her live a few nights ago. And I am going to paraphrase because I didn't go back and look at it to get the exact wording of what she said. But she said something along the lines of, if a serial killer apologizes and says that they are sorry for having killed these people, that it was their Scientology training that caused them to do it, do we let them go? Do we forgive them? Just, oh, okay, wipe our hands of it. It's all done. Let them go. Just go on. Try not to try not to be a serial killer anymore. But yeah, how ridiculous is it? I know that's an extreme analogy, but it's the truth, right? Does she get to just do anything and say it's her Scientology? She tries to say that she's been out for less than 2 years, but Aaron said that she was doxxed less than 2 years ago, but that she really was not in Scientology for several years before that. She really wasn't practicing it. She really wasn't, doing anything. She was married to a non-Scientologist. She was working for non-Scientologists, which is a big boo-boo for Scientologists. How many times can Susie say Scientologist in one live? We're gonna have to count that sometime, huh? But yeah, I really thought that her saying that was very meaningful, but she said something else that got to me. This one really got to me. Jimena said, at some point we've told people our stories. Again, paraphrasing. We've warned them. We've tried our best. Now it's on them. We have to walk away knowing we did our best. Nicola Mack, hi. Poet, I think I said hi to you, but if not, I don't think I did say hi to you, so hello. Isn't that amazing? It really, it really hit for me. But one other thing that I want to remember, and this one comes from Hockeytown John. Hockeytown John said very tearfully, we loved her, talking about Reese. We'd have walked through fire for her. He said there was nothing that we wouldn't do for her. So I want you all that still support her, that have been there for a long time, because I know some of you have been there just as long as I was there or longer. Well, maybe not longer, but unless it's a day or two. But those of you that still support her, or newer viewers that haven't been hurt yet, I preface yet, it's coming. The victims that Reese used and abused were you. They were her inner circle, her most trusted, her most loved, her biggest donors, they loved her. They'd have walked through fire for her. There's nothing they wouldn't have done. I think that refusing to hold someone accountable doesn't mean you have to hate them, but holding them accountable continues to breed bad behavior and more victims. But for now, we tried. Reese says all the time, let them, as in, let them say she's bad, let them say she's a grifter, let them say she's a liar, let them say she's a cheater, let them, right? But today, the victims of Reese are saying, let them. The victims of Reese are saying, let them fuck around and find out. Because you're going to keep making fun of all the others that have already been hurt. And then one of these days, she's going to hurt you. And all the new people that have come in behind you are going to make fun of you and tell you to get over it. Be the adult. Move on. So, yeah. Now I'm going to go check back with my chat. And once again, for good measure, because Knife Hoarder kind of said nobody would say it. And I told him, I said, well, I say it. Brett Miller is a convicted pedo. Okay. He is. And Reese can say, I haven't seen it. Yes, she has. She has. She's lying to you again. I'm going to cut back up here. Great Gig in the Sky says, if you know anything about Tommy's Q story, I'd like to know whether Q is real. What about all those letters sent to the judge? Was that all BS too? I am going to bet it was all BS. I know at least two people that know him well that have said that they don't think that Q exists. He used to say that his mom was in the chat, but he never would point out who she was because of privacy. If my son was in prison, I think that I would like to have people saying, hey, we support your son. Hey, we hope he gets out. Hey, whatever. But I don't believe it, which I don't believe anything Brett Miller says. And Tommy Scoville doesn't exist, so. Feral Cheryl's lurking and eating dinner. Sounds good. Yeah. Heat my shorts. No one has been able to confirm that Q exists as far as I know. Marilee says heat. Q exists in Star Trek. Jen Marie, good to see you, says she's lurking but doesn't feel up to chatting. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. Oh, my nose, guys. Oh, it just itches. It's not running, nothing, just itch. I know I sniff, which I've never done any kind of drug like that. I've smoked pot, but that's it. That's the extent of my drugs. But I know all the sniffies is reminiscent of a certain chomo. I have not seen Knife Hoarder, so I want y'all that know him to go back and tell him that I said it repeatedly. Repeatedly. I'm just trying to make sure I haven't missed anybody. Absolutely, Mischief. We are herd animals, not lone wolves. That is true. What are you doing? You. Oh. Do I hear my baby over there? Um. I'm gonna have to lay down after this. We're trying to fight over who's gonna have to take the dog out to pee. Yeah. Kate Delight, I always say that when you follow a creator, you only have access to the window they want you to look by. Everybody has an attic, a basement, and a lot of closet. Don't think you know everything. Absolutely. Absolutely. I am so very honest with my viewers, but there's still stuff that I don't tell you guys. Like I have been constipated for a couple of days. Yes, there is an ethical way to do it and then the grifter way. Yeah. Joel says the world of marketing is changing. Davey says, I'm longer, a lone cow. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Yeah. Julia says, I love your videos, and some people bring viewers by sad fishing. That is true. Marilee, she watches the French Chateau channels. The French Chateau channels I watch do sponsors of tools, and they get paid in tools. Yeah. Constance June, good to see you too. Oh, and I keep forgetting, it is not just hef, it is the hef. She's not inappropriate anymore, y'all. She's not the inappropriate heifer. She's the hef. Oh, this girl. Oh my, oh goodness. Your husband freezes your butt off with the AC, Renee? Mine doesn't. It could be summer and he'll go turn the air where it won't come on because he's cold at 5 o'clock in the morning. Of course, I'm going to be home all day when it's hot. And, about 3 o'clock, I'm thinking, what is going on? Why am I so hot? And then I realize, oh, Heat My Short says, I appreciate your outlook and opinions on these things, Susie, and everyone. Thank you. That means a lot. It really does. Okay, I'm looking down through here. Hold on, I see some starred comments up here. I'm going to check them real quick. Yeah, Lathonda gifted 5 memberships. Anna from Canada gifted 5 memberships. Marilee gifted 5 memberships. Tour Force gave a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Lathonda said, I look gorgeous today. Thank you very much. Yeah. Mm. Kate Delight says, being raised by a malignant narcissist father and a Sciento mom, my BS meter is sharp as a knife. Wow. You'll have to come on and talk sometime. That would be interesting. Marilee just sent me a deal, says, time's up, hun. I'm just about there, I promise. Joy O'Connell hasn't watched Tommy in a long time. I had a bad feeling about him in the beginning. Yeah. That's what she said. Good to see you. Gosh. Just looking for Ann Mountain. I'm so grateful that this came out. Left LB a year ago. I have 20 plus years free from alcohol. I sent some clients to the channel. The lifeboat, I guess. Yeah, left lifeboat a year ago. I have 20 plus years free from alcohol. I sent some clients to the channel who did not want to attend meetings. What a phony. Now all this. Thank you. Thank you, Anne. And take care of you. I am so proud of you. 20 plus years. That's amazing. And we do have some other lifeboaters in here and also on a couple of other channels. What is the one? Mental Health Matters is Keela's channel. And I think a lot of the previous lifeboat people are going there and kind of regrouping and seeing what they're going to do because they're kind of you know, getting together again, like having a reunion, which is amazing. Yeah. Buttercup says, I feel dumb, like I should have known better. Sweetheart, a lot of us got fooled. They're good at it. Yeah, Mark Hardman. I was so proud to sport the letter Q on my avatar, and now I feel like a fool. I did too. Rhonda McNeil, good to see you. I don't think I've ever sent that message back to you. I will, I promise. I've been so behind. Yeah, Julia, he does look unhealthy. Brett looks very. Yeah, if Q exists, right. He might not want anything to do with him. That's true. Yep, we were all taken for a ride, Mark. We were. I don't remember. Some of the lifeboat people would be better to know that if Brett ever did any fundraising for Q. I don't know. I know he was trying to get letters together, but I don't know. That I had a eerie feeling about that. Bonnie Lucas, Gail Ryshon. I found the lifeboat and was so proud of my 4 years of my sobriety after finding out about the Chomo and con. I actually felt like getting drunk, but I'm stronger than that. I'm so glad that you're stronger. I am so proud of you for being stronger than him. And please come back and visit with us, or go to Keely's channel, or, you know, stay in touch, because we're going to stay in touch with these former lifeboat people, and we're going to find out where you can go, that someplace that is legitimate. And one thing that Brett said that I always heard him say was that the success of the lifeboat wasn't him, that it was you all. And I do believe that. I think that whenever I went there, um, I didn't have a substance addiction. I was addicted, am addicted to shopping, and not proud of that, but it does give me some of the same, highs and lows as other types of addicts. But anyway, and I could just turn down the volume and not even listen to what he was saying, and just read the chat and see what all you were saying. And I felt so just heard and seen, and just better, just listening to all of you all. So, oh gosh, I swear, snows. Oh, it's not all about the captain, y'all, or the admiral. It's about you all. So please, bond together. Yeah, he never raised funds for addicts. That all went to him, period. Mm-hmm. Eat my shorts. I'm proud of you. Says I'm sober from booze now, though. Did it myself. Very good. Barbie M04 says Reese is a better con artist than Brett. I agree. Gail, I agree. I hope he goes to jail. I truly do. I'm in trouble. Yes, I like Knife Order. I really do. He's a good guy. He's got a mouth, but so do I. So I'm going down here trying to just make sure I don't miss anybody, and then I'm gonna get off of here before I get in trouble. I think my husband's gonna want me to make pizza. Yeah, I've already read all these, so I'm going down here through pretty fast right now. Oh, guys, I do plan to be back tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to talk about, but probably something with Scientology. I'm sick of the whole Brett and Reese deal. So unless somebody goes to jail or something like that, you're probably not going to hear me talk about them, because I just, you know, sick of it. So I think I have reached the bottom. So I just want to thank all of you for being here. We still have 224 people in here, so that's still a lot of people. Thank you so much. Um, I always tell my chat that it's the watch hours that mean the most to me, because then Google has to pay me. And there's something just a little bit thrilling about making Google pay you, right? People go, "Where do you work at?" I said, "Google." So, yeah, it's fun, right? So anyway, I will again say that our new winner for the book is Nikki Hatfield 2055. If any of you know Nikki and can let her know she's won the book, tell her to please reach out to me on email. It is butfirstcoffee_Susie Oberholtz at yahoo.com. It's on my information page on my channel. So if you didn't get that, hit like and subscribe on your way out, please. And tell her she's got till Wednesday to get me her address and I can get that shipped out to her, or I'll have to draw again. So if she doesn't get a hold of me, one of y'all's gonna win. So anyway, I will see you guys soon, probably tomorrow, unless I get busy with something else. But I do have a doctor's appointment this week, but I think it's towards the end of the week. So I will see you guys tomorrow or on somebody's chat tonight, because I am always in the chat. Even if I'm just lurking, I'm usually around. So I will see you guys later. And I do love you. Bye.